through that mid area. Here we are going into this Fusion on that.
There's a Stamper in the lobby.
Fusion has been maining Stamper quite a bit. E-Leader's pad is Ace, and they have played Gal quite a bit. They mentioned that they were planning on updating their name to be Ace again before their set, but I guess they forgot. And we are seeing that ball point coming out, which has Fizzy Bomb Inkjet in this game, which is a really neat hit for it. It allows it to be far more aggressive versus E-Leader on the other team, which will give that ball point a hard time. Fusion going down there. And great fall off there from Ace.
That roundabout, though, had a little ring around the rosy. It actually took something upwards of 15 seconds there. Finally going down right now as we follow the 52 Gal player trying to get a play started here. Unfortunately, does not get that killer whale off. And this is going to be the Nozzle Nose player actually right now from Squidpilled.
Nozzle Nose is not the tactical weapon I ever expect to see because they gave it point sensors as sub, which most people don't tend to be fond of. But it is still, I mean, it's an H3, it can one-shot, it does great chip damage. It's a great weapon, and I think it has a lot of synergy with the machine that they're running.
And there's also, right now we're in a Ninja Squid meta, right? There's so many Ninja Squid players being ran right now. Point sensor is active for a while, it denies an area. So if anyone is, using Ninja Squid, they might have to second guess if it's worth going through there. Unfortunate trade coming through there.
Yes, I think Ace actually taking out that E-Leader is huge though because it allows their ball point to position so much more aggressively. Because E-Leader is, Rissa and Fusion going down there sadly. The ball point and E-Leader wins that match, generally.
Oh my gosh. So many people are going down on Scraggy squad right now.
Squidpilled are doing so well with their pushes. They are using their specials so efficiently for players I don't necessarily remember or know anything about. I'm surprised to see them doing so well. It's similar to the last game. Like maybe they're players coming back from Splatoon 1 and I just don't recognize them. That's very, very likely. I did think the machine fell off the map there for a second, but I believe that was just spectator lag, which is a problem Splatoon does have, but at least we have a spectator mode. I'll take it.
Yeah, we always take this. At least something for production to be able to jump around, show us different views of the match. Scraggy is hopefully going to have a push on their hands again right now. The Inkjet coming out, trying to find a pick here. There's one.
Pick. And I will point out there that Fusion was sort of acting as a distraction using that Zipcaster there, allowing the Inkjet to get that pick more easily.
Yeah, I like to see that. I think Zipcaster is something that doesn't get enough love, but just the ability to, and you see it right now, that Stamper's jumping onto the back line and causing crazy problems, pulling out the E-Leader.
Allowing the 52 Gal to move in way more aggressively than they otherwise would have due to the sheer amount of distraction cost.
It just straight up got them the lead, right?
It did.
That's what Zipcaster's so good at, and you're not seeing it on a ton of competitive teams, but I love this setup. Look at how much it just did for them. And there's a wipeout from Squidpilled. They're going to be able to start pushing back and try to get that lead back as soon as possible.
I would like to point out here that one of the things that they were able to capitalize on there is the fact that they're all playing very aggressive weapons aside from the ball point, and that they're able to take those risky jumps in to try and get those couple extra points that could make the difference. Booyah coming out there, forcing that ball point to back up or die. They did get splatted.
Bubbles up. This is a good play to make it doesn't die early. So this is your chance to really play around this. Using the tower and the bubble to play here. I like this. Unfortunately, gets taken out by something. I wasn't able to see the end of it. I think it was just a slaughter.
Squidpilled does have lead again here. They're able to break through this checkpoint. I will point out that Scraggy squad is not by any means they're not by any means a weak team. They are a team of players that are very notable and good at the game. They are not, aside from Steffi, they are all very solidly mid-level players. And I'm just saying aside from Steffi because I don't know Steffi personally that well. Steffi very well could be.
And this is their chance. I mean, they have a lot of points to go right now, 41-4. It's a bit risky, but with a minute on the clock and specials getting farmed up quite nicely right now, there's a chance that they can make this push happen right here. Jet trying to find a pick here. I'm not sure if there's anyone left to be taken out. There's a fight on this wall right now. It looks like Scraggy Squad's actually going to come on top on that one. They're going to be able to start pushing this tower right now. Here comes a Booyah Bomb. That'll at least force them off. But
they throw it behind the tower. It's not going to have that effect after all.
Yeah, do not miss that tower. You got to hit that tower point.
Rissa using the bubbler very, very well. They're protecting that tower from the E-Leader for a second as the ball point just does what they can to stay alive. Does sadly get taken out. But that did allow the 52 to get back in, who does seem to be claiming that E-Leader is bad. Although we know they are Ace. They do seem to be claiming that E-Leader is bad. It does not seem to have worked out great for them. Might have incentivized E-Leader to play a little better.
And I wonder if they'll be feeling that pressure in the next match, of course. Still have to make a play here. 19 seconds left. And Squidpilled right now getting
great pick there.
Oh my god, what a shot. Almost gets another one on the left side of the map there. And they know that there's a recon peek, and they can see it, but they notice someone's going up top. Go ahead and get the assist on that. They still know where this player is. I guess recon lasts a very long time in this game.
Yes, point sensor does last quite a long time in this game. Inkjet not able to take out the tower there, and that is the first game to Squidpilled, an unexpected result.
I'm calling it recon because of Splatoon 1, aren't I? Oops.
That has not been an ability in a long time.
I just think of it as like the reconnaissance effect, and so that's what's getting
That's fair. Recon, so just in case anybody doesn't know, because this is old Splatoon 1 history, and it was not an ability that was used a ton, Recon was an ability in Splatoon 1 where if you stood in spawn, you could see where everyone on the enemy team was if you looked down at your Wii U gamepad.
Yeah, it's basically, it was press the right stick to activate wall hacks.
Well, that was actually a different thing. There was an ability that was on gear called Recon.
Oh,
and
right.
And then there was Echolocator.
And then there was Echolocator. Oh my, I forgot about it. You're right, I blocked that out of my memory.
It's all in there.
It's all in there eventually. I was going to remember it. Splatoon 1 was the time.
It sure was. I never played comp in it, and I only had like 100 hours in it. But I do remember it better than I should for only having 100 hours.
I mean, it was such a memorable experience right now.
It really was. It was the first shooter I ever played.
And to see it grow from that to here.
It's wild. Who would have ever thought that we would be invited to Big House?
I know, and now I'm at Big House talking about Splatoon.
It's so cool. It's so cool. And especially with Splatoon 3 coming out and how exciting the game is and how many improvements have been made and how many quality of life changes and the fact that we have replays. I just cannot wait to see where this scene manages to go. I'm so excited.
This is your daily reminder to watch your replays to get better at the game. I'm talking to you, random person in the chat. But I do have to ask you a question, Nox. Yeah. I don't think I've seen Rainmaker on Eeltail. What can you tell me about this map?
It's very narrow and it's very fast-paced. It's similar to Walleye Warehouse in a lot of ways, just due to the fact that it does favor aggressive play a lot, but also it's so long that it takes forever. There are 2 checkpoints, one on that top left area, one on the bottom right, and then you go into your final, which is right in front of their base, as always with Rainmaker. And we are getting into the game here. It should be pretty fast-paced. Not fast-paced. It's Rainmaker. It's always fast, but it'll be... Ooh, and we are seeing a blaster coming out of Fusion. We are seeing double bubbler out of Scraggy Squad here.
There's a Hydra and a Mini on Scraggy Squad. That is... Okay, minis you don't get to see very often. I don't see them in tournament ever.
I believe that Squidpilled is actually the Hydra and Mini, just looking at player names. It does seem that the top is wrong again.
Okay.
Because we have Steffi on that heavy, we have Fusion on the blaster.
Oh, there we go.
2 down there already on Scraggy Squad. 3 down. It is just a 52. 52 does luckily manage to get that pick, but this is going to be a big push out of Squidpilled.
Yeah, that was a really good pick. Unfortunately, the Rainmaker is the one who went down, so maybe not getting as much score out of that. But look at this. This is going to walk it all the way in. That's how good that was, right? That play was, even though the Rainmaker player went down, the white was so strong, they still got checkpoint out of it. This was a really great start from Squidpilled.
Heavy doing what they can to survive that killer whale, now having to try and survive the pop, not able to, as the Rainmaker tries to get any more points they can. Stuck in a corner right now, though, as the Booyah Bomb comes out, trying to find a way and destroys that Splat Bomb. That probably would have taken out the Rainmaker. Blaster goes down. And we are seeing that 52 gal just trying to get in and not able to. And this is such a huge, it's not necessarily a, oh my god, this Hydra's going out.
The Squidpilled is just getting slay after slay, splat after splat.
They do go down to that auto bomb, but that was an incredible push. Not necessarily in the points it got, even if it hadn't gotten points, it's because it stalled out that area for so long. It prevented any forward movement there out of Scraggy Squad. They could not move forward. Fusion trying to push into mid here, able to get a pick. Trying to find the pick on Ghost, not quite able to find it yet. Still trying to get Ghost. One of the things about blasters is that, because we haven't seen them much since Splatoon 1, is that they do favor this really aggressive, selfish playstyle, which is not a bad thing, but it is a risky thing.
Yeah, you're
They do manage to get this checkpoint. This Mini trying to get the pick, able to get it on the Junior. Heavy, Mini still up here, trying to find picks, able to get it yet again, because 50 points, since it's not that hard to find yet.
Wow, the Mini and the Hydra players have both been putting in so much work, getting splat after splat, just stopping pushes, and oh my, it's lovely to see, because again, I don't see these weapons in competitive very often.
Hydra's more common than I would say most other Splatlinks right now, just because Mini did not get the best kit for it. Mostly because Stamp is admittedly a little not great.
It's something's wrong with the Stamp.
They'll fix it. It'll get patched. It's just a temporary issue mostly. It also just doesn't have the best synergy with... Oh, there's that whale countering crab like we talked about earlier. The crab can't do much while that whale's out. Although they do not manage to take that crab out. Rainmaker trying to find more points here. I will point out that look at how close the checkpoints are to the end goal. If you manage to get that right path painted and taken, it is a very, very quick push. It's pushing through that uninkable on left. That seems so tempting. It seems like it'll be so fast, but it is way more temperamental.
Yeah, and also if you go that left path too, not only is it a crazy choke, but you have to walk it. And Rainmaker's very slow when you're walking.
I mean, if you stack enough run speed, it's not. It's just a Hydra and Crow up. There are two people trying to push them. Blaster trying to turn back, trying to get the spot, able to get it. That's going to be a beacon for players to jump back into. Fusion trying to find some picks here. Probably going to be able to find the 52, not quite. Rissa trying to chase down this Rainmaker. Should be able to, because Junior has such great movement speed. It is just the mini-up. Rissa and Fusion are still over there. Mini probably going to go down here, and I'm right. Crow is respawned. Everyone's respawned, but this could be a huge push here. Rissa's grabbed that Rainmaker. Not Rissa. Heavy has grabbed that Rainmaker. Steffi. And they managed to get lead.
A 6 to goal. And they got to get this pick quickly because it's so easy for them to just turn this right here, right now, and just win the match. 1 minute and 28 left on the clock. Squidpilled's going to attempt to go for a reset, it looks like. Definitely one of their best plays. Oh, but you can't be going down like that. There are 4 players up on the, getting closer to the Rainmaker right now.
They might be able to grab this before it resets. Fusion getting close, and they managed to make enough of a distraction. The Ace gets it, grabs the Rainmaker, and manages to dunk it. That was a dunk it. Manages to get a great win there. Scraggy squad managing to pull off a great comeback.
Rainmaker reset is a dangerous play when it's that close to your base, right? You should be able to defend it, right? Just hold them off a little bit and it resets to mid and you have a much better chance at playing it. But if it takes that long and the players are just trickling in, that can happen and you lose your whole team and then all of a sudden the gang's here and they can just swarm you. That was really impressive stuff there.
It was. I will also point out that there's not an easy place to jump off the map and reset Rainmaker, which is what you would usually want to do in Rainmaker in that situation. Because for anyone who might not know, anyone who might be newer to Splatoon, anyone who might be tuning into Splatoon for the first time, if you jump off the side of the map with Rainmaker, and you're on your side of the map, it resets to mid to give players, a chance out in situations like that. But there are some maps where that's just not really an option, and it's always really rough. Another map that was like that was Black Belly in Splatoon 2, actually. There was never a good place to reset it.
Yeah, and so then you have to run it all the way. But running it all the way, again, Rainmaker, not the fastest thing in the world, but also you lose the general utility of that weapon.
You lose
right?
your special.
So you lose your special, and you can't let it be a ranged player because you want your ranged players to be able to hold off people. There's reasons you could, right? But
it's going to be your support player or your ranged player generally. Every once in a while, your Slayer will take it, but that's more of a, oh no, they're both down, and we have an opportunity for quick points here, or it's a truly desperate situation.
Right, and you have to make those kinds of decisions on the fly before the enemy team shows up to take it back from you, and that can be really difficult. So, unfortunate to go down like that, but
yes.
What a great pickup, and I don't see the map list yet, so I actually forgot what map is coming up next.
Well, there is one thing I would like to bring up real quick for anyone who might be tuning into Splatoon for the first time. Splatoon is not a game where generally teams will have every interaction planned out. You can't. There are too many variables in Splatoon. Splatoon is trusting your teammates, trusting your gut, and having the game sense to make those split-second decisions.
Yeah, it's in a lot of ways, we were talking about it earlier, it's sort of a mix between COD and Valorant. That's definitely the COD side, where Call of Duty players will set up, they'll get their lines and everything, but it all goes to crap. Like one player slides in and everything goes to hell. And
there's no hesitation in Splatoon. And this is Mahi Mahi, a very special map that has come back from Splatoon 1. It changes quite a bit over the course of the game. If we will see it, guaranteed, because that's just how this map works. So as you can see, there's a lot of water on the map right now on each side. Those platforms will eventually get raised when certain point thresholds are hit. I don't quite remember them quite yet. I should, but I don't even know them when I'm playing yet, which I need to. But we are seeing Squidpilled here, able to push in really quickly, getting those power claims. This is a map that definitely can go very quickly. And there's the water level dropping. 45 points is the answer.
Yeah, I think it's when you break 50. I could be wrong on that one.
It changes for every mode. That's why I'm not sure.
Yeah, but this map, one of the things that's really hard about it is these ramps. They become crazy choke points. However, as you can see here, Scraggy squad wasn't able to hold onto that checkpoint. You see the lead that Squidpilled was able to achieve here.
So
36 points remaining.
Onto Squidpilled as Scraggy squad gets another chance to come in here. And the thing that people kind of forget about Clam blitz, and I think gets underestimated about Clam Blitz, is it can be as fast as Rainmaker. It can be those super, super fast pushes. It can also be more stalled out than any other one. It depends. It's a very... You never know what's going to happen in a Clam Blitz game. Is a stance I firmly take.
I really like that killer whale play we just saw. Unfortunately, they weren't able to actually get a play off of it, and now we're fighting a Nozzle. I don't know what's happening right now. We're just dancing for our lives here.
Fusion's just moving on them, essentially, because it's really hard. They couldn't find the right angle for their direct with how the Nozzle was moving, but they were trying to. But the Nozzle was moving in a way to make it really hard for them to get that direct. So Fusion was just repositioning to try and survive a little bit longer.
Legitimately stalled for a lot of time.
Yeah,
so.
no. Fusion's movement there was really, really solid, especially for being on an uninkable platform.
Moving in, here comes someone from behind. That's really hard to track that player, but they do get the splat anyway.
Rissa following their Slayer there really, really well, allowing them to move way more easily in and actually get those picks more safely.
52 got fight, there's one. Unfortunately, the splat bomb's gonna take you out. Gonna stop that push, but Squidpilled coming back together. All players off right now. Can we be able to stop this push? There goes down one. Bad bubble, unfortunately. Again, you get picked before it comes out. It'll be a rough time.
There's that bubbler doing its job very well right there, and it should have, and one of those bubblers should allow some jumps back in, I'm gonna be honest, because you're not gonna break both of them in time. Fusion managing to jump back into their own bubble, just as I'm saying that. Bubble is a very useful special. I think people underestimate how useful the beacons element of it is.
Yeah, having a free beacon with your special is a perk that not many weapons get. So that's a very nice utility for your team. They can jump into safety too if anyone else is there. Okay, great shots here with the heavy Splatling.
Yeah, I do love seeing all these Splatlings. It warms my heart. I love Splatlings.
They're such a fun weapon. Look at this. They're just running around firing a million bullets a minute.
One thing I would like to point out here is that the Splatlings are getting to do so much because there aren't Chargers or Stringers on the enemy team. Chargers and Stringers limit Heavies a lot. Heavy is a very hard weapon to make work, and they are getting to make it work in part because look at those bubbles. Oh, the bubbles are thwarting the Heavy.
Oh, and great movement there, actually. They survived that first rush from the Blaster player, and that can be really difficult. If the Blaster player hits you with the first shot, sometimes that second shot's just guaranteed, so yeah. Great movement there.
Rissa managing to get in a few more clams here, trying to keep the basket open. Fusion trying to do some sneaky stuff. Probably won't be able to pull it off just due to that Blaster not having the best mobility, I say, as they manage to get the pick, but they're not going to be able to throw those clams in time so the basket will close. On the other hand, that gives them a way easier time to get lead if they manage to get another push in.
Yeah, the next push should allow them to make a lot happen, and speaking of, this is a great place to be for that push. They're going to be able to come for the flank here. There goes down another player. That's 2 down for Squidpilled. Scraggy is going to be able to move. I like the play around that wall. Unfortunately, hard to fight if there's an enemy on both sides of that wall.
You do have to be very aware when you use the wall like that. I will say that Ace has been extending a little too far into the enemy team alone at times. If your junior can't keep up to you, maybe back up a little bit. But you know, that's how it goes sometimes.
You know, we love a good ego challenge, right? But you know, sometimes it gets you killed.
Absolutely. We are seeing Steffi here on that BDS trying to fight somebody on left. Not quite able to find it as another goes down on right. Rissa trying to help. Rissa managing to get clean up on that gal. It is just Rissa and Ace up. Ace having that power clam. Oh, let me rephrase. Rissa having that power clam. Sorry, my bad. The RNG of the 52 gal threw me off for a second.
Oh, almost nice that splat bomb, but we're living. Oh my god, what a
great flick there from Fusion. That was incredible direct.
That was so fast.
Bubble destroying that splat bomb too, by the way, in case you didn't notice.
Yeah, that
is 2 power clams going in. That is lethal.
You could not ask for a better sequence of events coming from the Blaster player.
And that is a push to 14.
11.
Once again. Maybe a KO? Maybe a KO? Not quite. Oh, maybe. Ace trying to get this flank in to get those clams that Fusion threw up onto the flat. Fusion managing to use the clams that Fusion threw up onto the flat. Incredible push there out of Scraggy squad. Emphasizing once again that Rainmaker and Clam Blitz are ridiculously temperamental modes.
Yeah, it can go from being a stomp to a slowdown to a reversal so fast. Sometimes it takes the whole match. It's just so hard to gauge, but I love the composure from Scraggy squad there.
They knew that they just needed to set up their push.
They set up the push, right, get your team in there, and Rissa was able to really do that, actually, and set up for the whole team.
Rissa is one of the best support players Splatoon has. They're not on a top team right now. Rissa's right now not on a team, I don't believe. I could be wrong. But I don't think Rissa's on a team right now. But Rissa is one of the best support players we have, one of the most vocal support players we have. She has done a lot of work with Junior. She was a junior main in S2. She plays Zap. Sometimes she was thinking that she was going to switch to it for 3, but it seems that she has settled back on Junior, which I'm personally happy to see. I love Junior. I don't play it anymore, but I do. It's always going to have a special place in my heart. If you get max turf on a weapon, it's always going to have that place in your heart.
Yeah, and you said it earlier, but the plays that Bubbler allows you to make, the ability to both establish an offense, get some picks, and then hold it down and lock people out of a position, lets your whole team come through, jump in with the beacon element to it, and your whole squad's there.
Yeah, I think it enables Junior to play far more forward than people were playing it into. I think personally, I played Junior that far forward into. There were definitely people that did not agree with my stance on that, which is fine. I make choices. But Junior definitely has more impact, in my opinion, when it's up with its slayers, painting their feet, throwing bombs directly into their fights or in front of them. And I think Big Bubbler allows people to feel far safer doing that and forces them to take that risk more, because popping it in the back, like you can pop armor, because armor, for anyone that doesn't know, was a universal special in 2 that gave everyone essentially 30 extra HP, which is more damage than plenty of weapons do. And you didn't take extra damage when a shot broke your armor, unless it was like an E-liter.
Yeah, and it was so strong. Again, global. Right, you tapped the button, and a few moments later, everyone had it. By the way, this mode in map, a little cursed if you don't know it. Splat Zones on Wahoo World is I saw one of the fastest shutouts of my life on Swimmer Sync this Wednesday. This map is, someone controls this mid, it can be over.
Yep, I will say that not having missiles from either team is a big change here from 2, because missiles are strong on this map. They are still strong on this map. Any displacement special is going to be strong on this map. Slaughter Shot already going down on the side of Squidpilled.
Wow, Scraggy gets control of that mid super quickly, and has most of Squidpilled
That is
down.
a delayed wipe. As the Gal pops this, Killer Whale, I forgot to call it Stinger. It's not Stinger. And they managed to get the pit on the Gal right before the wall goes fully up.
This, to give all of you an idea, this, that was very funny.
Yes.
The Scraggy squad right now might be just of 1. Right, look at it's already.
This is
points.
probably game. Like, the brush just went down, but your brush is gonna go down a lot. That's what brush is for. They're to cause chaos and stall.
Yeah, and look at this, right? Like, you have to break out of here, and you can farm up a special, sure, but look at that one mistake of not playing that farm perfectly, and there's now staggering in. There's 25 points remaining, and this is getting harder and harder.
You have that tactical lure now ready, but I don't think it's gonna be enough when there's only 15 seconds left. H3 is going to try and move in with it, but the Gal doesn't grab it, and there's an E-liter up still, but the E-liter is not going to be able to take advantage of that. Gal's still up. That's game.
Where you go? Where'd you go? Like, how do you break into that without a perfect setup? This is the reason you bring, like, 2 refluxes to the match, and you say, screw it, whatever, we're going to flood them with missiles, because the missiles will force them out.
Well, missiles on this map are way stronger than I think missiles on any other map in the game right now. I think that the fact that you can, they were like that in 2 too. Missiles in this map specifically, they just apply so much pressure. And